Good evening, everyone. Jose J Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. So another Sunday coaching series this evening. But before I get started on there, I wish every mom out there a very happy Mother's Day. So hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a blast on your special day. And that being said, we're gonna jump out onto this here. We're not gonna make this too long of a coaching tonight. It will be recorded as always. So come Monday morning, you can go to our YouTube, best found at Garciamhu.com. Click on the YouTube podcast. You'll see the replay there. Watch it then. So, okay, let me go ahead and get started. So, Sunday, tonight, we got biggest differences between real estate and personal property, meaning mobile homes. What is the biggest differences between mobile homes and real estate? I mean, there's thousands of differences. And I mean, from the rehab material to detail, I mean, just you can name them. I picked out some of the most, I think, important ones to focus on for this time being. And again, it depends on what you're trying to do. You know, if you're trying to maybe first time homeowner, you're trying to get into maybe stick build, you don't have the full down payment, maybe you're working on your credit, that would be a whole different approach. So it's just, it differs, whether I'm talking to an end buyer, investor, or just somebody interested in either or. So, but here we go. So, personal property, mobile homes are exactly that. They're personal property. It's not considered real estate, real, parcel, real estate land attached, whether it is or isn't. And stay towards the end because I will talk about an event that I'm putting together as well that does include an opportunity where you can take a mobile home and convert it into real property. So we'll talk about that one as well. But all right, comparables. So that's number one, I would say, is comparables. You cannot log into what I call luxury, whether they're very luxury or not, to a mobile home investor. Those sites would be considered luxury. And I'm referring to Zillow, Trulia, FMLS, GMLS, all these sites that you can go onto if you're investing in real estate and go find a quick comparable, meaning that something you're able to see how much the market is, they're selling a set type of housing based on bedrooms, square footage, etc. We don't have that in mobile homes. There is no site that you can jump in and get comparables based on a mobile home, especially the ones we invest in inside communities. What we do have instead is connections, the legwork. You just got to do what some of these sites are doing, make a few phone calls and figure those numbers out. Remember, 30, 60, 90 days. I want to know what sold, what rented in those timeframes, and that's what I want to compare to my home. Now, quick note on that. Do not compare a single wide, meaning a smaller size mobile home, to a double wide, much bigger, and think I'll just reduce the numbers a little bit. Do your homework, do your research. You can get legit comparables. All right. Cost to close, definitely cost to close, the fees, the due diligence, and there's a lot of due diligence does go into mobile homes itself. It's not to say that we bypass by any means the due diligence, the documents, the closings, all that's very important because now you're on the legal side of it. But when it comes to closing on, meaning purchasing or selling a mobile home, you don't need a realtor. You don't need a broker. You don't need an attorney firm. All you need is, because again, I'm going to go back to being personal property, very much like a car, a boat, a motorcycle. What do all those have in common? A title. That's what it is. There's no deed. It's a title too. And if you have a single wide, it's one title. If you have a double wide, then you have two titles. All in all, it's done with a bill of sale and a title, nothing more. So, okay, just a lot easier, and there's no fees. Well, when you remove a realtor, a broker, a firm, all those percentages start dropping. I don't have to pay 4% or 6% of total something to get my own closing, if you will. Okay, yearly taxes, absolutely. Now so there is taxes that are paid on a mobile home, but it's registering. So you're re-registering a mobile home to a community. Now, this again goes back to an example like a vehicle, a car. Every year you get that little decal that you put on your tag. You renew it in a sense. It means you re-register, meaning you still live where you do, you're still in the community. And to continue to have this car in the community, you have to re-register and pay those taxes every year. Not, typically it's based on the year, make, model, and also based on the markets. So that being said, okay, it's different prices. They vary. I cannot give you solid numbers, but it's typically no more than 200 tops, maybe, and a lot less. I mean, we have some that it's an older mobile home and maybe $7, $10. So again, when it comes to real estate being a real property, those taxes are going to be much, much higher. Okay. So before I continue, I don't hate real estate. I've heard that. I've got messages. Why do you dislike real estate, this and that? I love it all. I just like the one that gives me the most return on my investments with the lowest risk possible, and that's mobile homes. Let's keep going. Responsibility diminished. Absolutely. Now, if you are an investor and you're investing in mobile homes, not the property, just in the mobile home inside of a community, your responsibilities diminish a lot. Okay. Because think about it. The only responsibility as a mobile home owner in a community would be the mobile home. The plumbing under, once it leaves the mobile homes into the ground, if there's an issue there, that's the community that has to fix it. The power source, if there's something shortage within the mobile home, you got to fix that. But if the issue of the power is outside the mobile home, now it's the communities. So you see how you diminish those. And this is why we're seeing a lot more investors leave real estate to get into mobile home, is because look, the return on the investments are great. They're equal, if not sometimes, most times, a lot more than real estate. But the risks associated with or have shrunk completely, or to an extent. So think on that one. All right. Mobile home can be moved. So, mobile homes, it goes with the name. Mobile homes can be transported because they're meant to be mobile. Now, they're not as mobile as what would be in RV, a fifth wheel, or a camper. It's not that easy to move them. There are permits, there may be inspections that are needed, but you can transport a mobile home from point A to point B to point C and put it back on point A if you want. It can do the above. So, and these talking about that, these states, these counties are opening up a lot more opportunities now. Whereas once upon a time they were narrowing down, closing them off, and you can't do this, you can't do that, based on the year, make, model, the age of the home, the condition. It seemed like they were just putting roadblocks after roadblocks. We are now seeing mobile homes being transported well over 200 miles one way, which was not heard of a while back. So a lot of those things are changing. A couple of the counties that we're working on now have a new law, especially here in Georgia, if you follow the news, where now they cannot discriminate the age of a home. As long as it passes inspection quotation, it means that, it won't tear up going down the highway. DOT won't have to get involved, and the mobile home can be transported. There's no reason why you cannot register a 60 model now at a new county. So, okay. Next one, keep on going. So, real estate appreciation. Real estate appreciates, mobile homes depreciate. I've always said this, and they're not wrong. I'll point that out. Okay. But do I really care what some Kelly Blue Book, and don't follow that, by the way. Don't even follow tax assessors value that they put on it, because nobody actually goes out to, the proper way to value a mobile home is to go out there and assess it. Meaning that I'm actually going to walk it through. I'm going to feel certain areas in the mobile home, make sure the structure is solid, make sure that the home is not tearing apart, it's too old or too far gone, so that I can set a proper value based on the market. Even tax assessors offices, okay, what they do is they take the year, make, model, how long the home has been in that community, okay, and they'll put a dollar value. And some of those numbers are crazy. I've seen some that say 12, 15,000 on an 80 model. You wouldn't pay over 2,000 for it because it is run down. And again, nobody knows about it. So, okay. But as far as depreciating, a mobile home is like a car. As soon as it leaves the lot where it was sold, it depreciates. But do you care what a Kelly Blue Book, what a tax assessor's office says, or anybody puts a value on your mobile home if it's making you as much or more as real estate in a rental or a flip? Okay, that's something that you got to ask. Now, I said this in the beginning of the call, was that we have an opportunity. We are putting an event where we're going to teach a small group of people how to invest in mobile homes on land. So here's something that a lot of people don't know, and that's you can actually take a mobile home and put it on a piece of land and convert it from mobile home, personal property, to real property. And then the mobile home will actually appreciate because now it's part of a deed, part of real estate property. There's a parcel to it. So the value actually increases. And even better yet, you're able to compare, okay, that mobile home square footage to a house, a stick built next door. And the value would be equal or similar to, based on the square footages, the bedrooms, etc. You will treat that mobile home like a house at that point. So, yes and no. Do they appreciate? Yes. Can they appreciate? Absolutely. Stay tuned for that event coming up as well. But all right, let's keep going. So traditional lending, I would definitely agree on that. Traditional lending. You cannot go to a local bank, okay, Wells Fargo, BB&T, Bank of America, those big, large institutes, and say, hey, give me a loan on this run, beat down, fixer upper mobile home inside of ABC community. Not going to happen. Okay. There's not enough security. That's, they'll give you this round circle answer of somebody didn't know somebody, and whatever. Bottom line is to them, they see there's not enough security. And why? Because they see that mobile home being mobile. Back to that. Okay. Now, most people don't move their mobile home outside of a community once they put it there, but the bank sees that as being able to be doing so. So therefore, they're not going to take the chances for it. Okay. So no traditional lending, but there is plenty private lenders, hard money lenders, okay, investors, JVs, joint venture. And I mean, we use all these, including credit cards. You can invest in mobile homes using credit cards. Go back to one of our previous videos recorded. I'll attach the link on it where I'll teach you how to link your credit cards to certain systems to be able to use them for cash. That's obviously to swipe and you buy yourself a mobile home. You can buy yourself an entire mobile home park using the credit card. Okay. Keep going. All right. So, like I said, tonight's coaching, I didn't expect many people to join us. It's going to be a short one. Happy Mother's Day again. And last two. So, permits needed for, yes, absolutely. So, permits. Now, you need a permit and an inspection to move a mobile home. That's you're not going to bypass that. Even a mover can't go past that without getting those two because there's rules that they also have to abide by. DOT rule regulations. I mean, that's a whole different ball game. So you will need those for transporting a mobile home, but you don't need permits or inspections to rehab a mobile home. Whereas you can't say the same for a stick built. If you have a house in a subdivision and I want to add an extra bedroom or a little extra garage, or you can't do either of those without going to the city. And first, again, they may even come out and access it because what's going to happen is they're going to raise the taxes on you. But they want to be aware of these things happening to the home because at the end, it will add value to the home as well. So you want to make sure you're on the same page. But you cannot do any really even small repair rehab on a house without going to the city and getting a permit inspections. We do gut jobs. We add bedrooms. We take walls down. We may add an extra room. Okay. We may open a floor plan in a mobile home without ever needing permits and inspections. Now, I'll say this to add to it is there are some counties, maybe bigger, closer towards the big cities like Atlanta in this case, they will come out there. Okay. City officials will come out, and if they see a truck A and C or whatever remodeling, they see it parked out of a mobile home, they will stop by and they can enter the mobile home if they hear tools and all kinds of rackets. Walk in and hey, show me your permits, inspections. If they don't have it, shut down, go get the permits, and you can continue. So, but overall, the rehabs, I mean, in the entire 7 years I've been investing, I've probably gotten two permits that we needed. That's all. Okay. Last one. Okay. Can you I've already mentioned that one is can you basically convert the mobile home to real estate? Absolutely. And that's something that we've looked into quite a bit. We call that land package, by the way. That's where you take a piece of real estate and you put a mobile home on it, you convert it. Simple as that. There's a lot of process that goes in that, but definitely stay tuned for announcements on our social media. Visit Garciamhu.com. We'll be posting an event that's coming, I believe, mid of June, and it's going to be specifically on something like this. That is definitely very lucrative. It's one more exit strategy, as we call, where you can create passive income. But when you're talking about adding land and being able to compare with stick built, we actually have a friend over in Mesa, Arizona, Mesa, Phoenix. I forget a few other areas that he says he does it on. But what he does is he says he takes an old beat up mobile home, something as ugly as he can. And what he'll do is he'll go get land on tax sales, which he gets it for pennies on the dollar. Now he wants to make sure that the land is zoned. Okay, I'm teaching on this now. Is zoned for a mobile home, and what he does is he'll bring it on there onto the land. He'll convert it from personal property to real property. He'll do a rehab, make it little more presentable, and then the value will increase. Now think about those numbers real quick. Let's say he gets a piece of land for 10,000. Okay, a tenth of an acre. You don't need much more than that. 10,000, and then he buys a mobile home for 8,000. You might even get it free. To move that mobile home, he's anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. Let's just say 5,000. Worst case scenario, right? So now he is at $16,000. He puts another, let's say, a beautiful rehab onto that mobile home, 10,000 all in, labor, material, holding, etc. From 16, now he's at 26,000. Plus, there's obviously going to be some closing costs for the real estate that he did have to buy for a whole whopping $10,000. Can't be much, but there's fees that, let's say we round it all up to $30,000. The square footage on that mobile home will now compare to the house next door if it's equal or similar to, which means if in that market, that mobile home sells, the house sells for, let's say, 100,000, 120,000 or more. Did he really put this all into this property for 30,000 and now able to compare it to 100 or 120,000? Yes, that's the beautiful thing about converting personal property into real property. You really care if it depreciates. You see why that does not matter. So look, I'm going to end it with that. It's we're about halfway typically as we would end. Sunday, I don't like to miss these. From time to time, we have to travel. We have a lot of things happening. We have a lot of events that are coming up. We got a lot of surprises we're going to be tossing on here as well. A lot of other stuff we're working on. So I don't like to miss these if I can make them. I didn't expect many people. Again, happy Mother's Day. But that being said, join me Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST time, same as here live on Instagram. Join me. We'll be pitching more deals. I know we have a couple more mobile homes being updated, I believe, tomorrow and into Tuesday. So some more opportunities are coming. Check those out. And that being said, have a good night.